Greetings, PUBG mobile players. Welcome to this week's version 2.2 skill introduction video. Want to know whether Lady Luck's on your side? Then let's give the Lucky Backpack skill a try. It gives the backpack the ability to convert items into another item of the same type, and also increases the default load of the backpack. Struggling to find a scope to replace during a match? For all we know, Lucky Backpack may just be the solution for you. When you can't find the equipment of your liking or lack suitable attachments, you can always try your luck with Lucky Backpack to convert items you have into something else. Of course, this randomized conversion only occurs within the same item pool, and not all attachments can be converted. You can also help your teammates by converting for items that they need too. The Lucky Backpack skill is suitable for large maps where it takes time to search for supplies, such as Erangel. As for players who prefer gearing up, this skill is a pretty decent choice. Apart from Lucky Backpack, other skills can also bring you more surprises in unpredictable matches. Skills will be available in Gearfront from September 29th to November 14th. UTC +0. Gearfront will be available in ranked mode for Erangel, Livik, and Noosa. Come and experience it for yourself. See you next time! Greetings, PUBG mobile players. Welcome to the skill introduction of version 2.2. Today, we'll be introducing you to the skill Supply Scan. This skill allows you to use the Supply Scan device to scan and detect See you next time!
Hello and welcome back to the PUBG Mobile MEA Championship for Fall 2022. Insane action once again as the teams really look to just dial up the aggression, right? Origin Thunder is coming in with an absolutely phenomenal performance once again. Just looking, as you said already, as like to showcase that they are the owners of Erangel, or at least for today. So, you know, it's yet to be seen whether or not anyone is going to be able to dethrone them. But as we know, our 3 winner chicken dinners so far have gone to, well, Ordu picking up 2 and Slime 4KT picking the 1 up over on towards Murmur. Next up, of course, is going to be a little bit of that Sanhok action. So it is going to be quite exciting to see what the teams will be doing in those close quarter altercations. But before we get anywhere near those, right, of course, we need to still have a bit of a look and see, you know, how awesome our sponsors are, right? So a big shout out going out to Monster Energy, our official energy drink partner, right here for the PUBG Mobile Pro Leagues. And as we know, right, we also have our lovely Autumnal Treasure ongoing as well. And then you can reach that from within game. So be sure to complete your daily missions to get some pine cones. Now, you get progress rewards when you accumulate the required amount of pine cones. Now, every draw guarantees you a reward. The items already drawn will be removed from the prize pool, and they will not be repeated. The UC costs do, however, increase with each draw. Now, the Autumnal Treasure vouchers can be used in this event at their specified UC values, and the event rewards are sent via mail in-game. So remember to collect them and don't forget. So Ez, if you go for that lovely backpack, that little nutty one, right?
Hey.
Click the red button, right? The red dot, follow that and claim your prize.
They irritate me. If they're there, I need to open them. It's like an addiction. But of course, we need to know what these teams, what these viewers are thinking. You know, if you want to, you can go and open the survey that is on the YouTube chat. There's a little link right at the top that you can click and go give a few answers to let us know what you're thinking about the PMPLs, especially the Middle East and Africa champs, what you think we could improve on, you know, in terms of the casters, in terms of the production. Maybe there's a few more stats that you want to see. Let us know. Really want to get your thoughts and ideas so we can make sure that the next PMPL is as good as we could ever make it.
Yeah, so really looking forward to all the feedback coming through from our amazing viewers. But as we know, we are also then getting that much closer to seeing what the match rankings are, what the point situation is, where the teams find themselves, and of course, you know, what's going to happen next. As we know, the Ooredoo Thunders, they just rolling through with the punches, locking in 2 winner chicken dinners, our very first 30 bomb right here in the MEA Championship.
Oh, it's finally happened, DK. We were waiting for it yesterday. You were asking for it. Who's going to be the first team to pick up that 30 bomb? And it is none other than Ooredoo Thunders, who already started off the day with a winner chicken dinner. So they are definitely looking to absolutely jump over the competition on those overall standings.
Yeah, they're definitely looking to claw their way up to the top, and what a great way that is indeed. But, well, we have to look at that second page as well to see what the point situation is, to see where the teams find themselves. And, of course, still a very healthy distribution of points, right? For the first time also today, we see a team not being able to find any points. But, you know, it was bound to happen at some point, and unfortunately it happened to Seoul Esports.
There's still an opportunity as we come back into our next map, but of course we have to take a look at the overall standings to see how this might have changed the current standings, and if Ooredoo Thunders have made a massive statement. And look at that, sitting on 5th place with 88 points currently, but Twisted Minds will be the first team to reach that century.
Yeah, well done indeed to Twisted Minds. I mean, a century is quite impressive to see, but as we know, right, Power Esports, GK Esports, as well as R8 Esports, so close to that. Only one match could change all of that up entirely. But of course, as we now look a little bit further on, we see Ooredoo Thunders also now improving their position. Their Slime still hard on their heels now, 7 points rather away from them, with the addition of For Kurdistan and Seoul Esports also then closing up that 7th and 8th position.
It's looking good, it's looking contentious, and that's what we want to see in the MEA champs. So as we take a look at the second page, we know 74 is the marker if you want to get yourself on this first page, and currently the best teams in contention for that is none other than Team Umbra and 1 million. Very close to that, just about 11 points away for Team Umbra, and a few more, just adding 10 onto that for 1 million. So they're close, but there is a little bit of that gap starting to build, so there is some catch-up that needs to be done, especially when we move into Sanhok, an opportunity for close quarter combat that will allow, hopefully, most of the teams to pick up a few extra eliminations.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they'll be able to do exactly that when stepping out into Sanhok. You know, as you've said, that close quarter combination could be exactly what these teams need to do exactly that. So it's going to be quite exciting, but as we've seen also, when stepping up into Sanhok, a map that you would expect to go extremely quickly, usually these teams have the ability to slow it right on down, but we are not going to be slowing down, as instead we are going to be hopping into the game to see what that flight path is going to be bringing on through, where that first initial zone is going to be forming, and what these teams are then going to be looking to do. So let's hop on over and see what
East. So yeah, what a very interesting northeastern side flight path.
Yeah, quite an interesting one indeed. But as we know, wait to see what is going to be happening. The teams looking to get themselves situated, right? Flight path Sanhok, not all too essential. We're waiting for the kicker to come through. This first initial zone. Who will be taking it and where will it go? Yesterday we had a beautiful setup towards Trifecta, and this time around, I mean, it's leaning a little bit more towards the south, but still, of course, being pretty widespread across the majority of the map.
I think it would absolutely be sick if we end up with a cave finish. Can you imagine the chaos that would ensue from a cave finish? We've seen it before once or twice in PMPL Africa, but it could just be so spicy. It could be so spicy. But of course, as we take a look at it, it's going to come down to those job sites. We are seeing a little bit of action there between Virtual Gaming and R8. They're very close to one another, but we'll keep an eye out on those elimination fees to see if anything is going to come from this.
Yeah, we'll definitely be keeping an eye to see what the teams are going to be doing and where they're going to be moving towards. But as we know, right, a lot is up for grabs here. And already we are going to be starting off with R8 and Virtual Gaming in pretty close positioning towards each other. But are we going to see that showdown? Because we've had teams hot dropping, but, you know, we didn't have enough happening from that. So maybe it's all going to be changing up today.
I was watching for Seoul Esports and Titans once again to see if you were going to see that crazy action there towards Ruins. And unexpectedly, Titans are still within Ruins, but Seoul Esports have opted for that bridge play, so they're close. But they're not going to be jumping into any hot action just yet. And as we take a look here at R8, it looks like they have disengaged there from Paradise. They do not want to take that early engagement with Virtual Gaming, rather opting for some of the smaller compounds in and around that area, and getting themselves looted up will be the plan here, which is great to see. Again, we love that early action, but it already adds so much chaos to a map that is inherently chaotic in terms of those close quarter combats. It really doesn't allow the teams a lot of control, especially in the final moments, because, you know, third parties are just around the corner.
Oh, yes. I mean, and everybody's looking for a party, right? This is not necessarily the kind of party that they would have had in mind. But you know what? Either which way, it could still suffice. But, I mean, it's surprising to see that the teams are so well spread out throughout the entirety of Sanok, right? There's nothing really looking too contentious. Even though, yes, we did have a little bit of that potential play towards Paradise. That is all now but resolved. We see the players from Power also moving towards that edge of zone. R8, GK, yes, they are close. But I don't think close enough just yet.
Ironically, who is pretty close to Power is just the sole member of Seoul, Raouf. Out in the drink, currently in the drink in Trifecta, taking a bit of a swim. The rest of Seoul Esports, as we know, are closer towards Ruins. So I'm not sure what happened there. Raouf just decided they're going to be a Lone Ranger today, and they wanted to swim. So they're busy with that, while the rest of the teams are busy taking a little bit of a trip here. Ooh, GK, Ragnar, what you doing out in the open? You can't be doing such things.
I mean, nothing wrong with, you know, just stepping it up, right? And that is what we want to have. But now there's going to be quite a bit of pressure coming through on towards Santa here, right? Looking to see if they can at least keep the defensive line pretty tight and under control. I mean, a very spread out approach coming through here from GK. But now this could be that opportunity for the players from R8 to try and capitalize, maybe sneak their way on through, and maybe this could mean a bit of a squad wipe coming in their favor.
Well, we'll have to wait and see as we take a look at a few of the other teams to see what their reactions are going to be to that, especially GK Esports. Are they actually going to return that favor to R8? Or for now, are they just going to keep hold of their position? Because as we know, they're currently within the zone here towards Bootcamp, the only team in Bootcamp. So they have an opportunity just to chill out. And we know Power coming through from the north could be a threatening, idea as well. So they want to make sure that they are well covered, they have that defensive line, and they are going to be keeping those numbers in check. As we take a look at some of the other teams, still making their rotations on out Titans, left to their own devices here towards Ruins, Seoul Esports. They haven't gone in for any action this time around, so Titans will finally have an opportunity to showcase what they have got in store for us on Sanok. Yeah,
I mean, we know a few of the moves coming through from the teams, especially on Sanok, right? That one team in particular that we have towards the north, we know what their very likely rotation is going to be doing, what their strategy will also be. If you're not sure as to who we're referring to, we're talking about the players there from 1 million, of course. You know, they like those delayed rotations, especially on this map. But now, who's not delaying any rotations, right, is going to be the players here from Powers. We can see Alhaje already moving up center, finding the angles, getting that shot. But now Aziz trying to bring in that extra bit of assistance. And D7 with a very quick answer to Santa's aggression.
Yeah, Santa just looking to give a few buzz cuts over here towards the Power players. And D7 will do the exact same to Santa, making them drop down and focus on those medications, focus on those heals. So as you can see, the exact same happening here with Alhaje. And now an opportunity here for them to just reset themselves and get prepped. As we mentioned, they're coming through from the northern side of GK Esports, but we know to their southern position, it's R8. And they've already picked up one here from GK. So GK now feeling a little bit of the fire in their bellies here.
Yeah, I mean, that momentum's starting to build. But speaking about momentum, it is Twisted Minds and R8 now looking to get right down to business. Ragnarok coming in with that DBS, the double barrel shotty, and just, instantly stopping the opposition in their tracks. Esketon also going to be falling there as Fidan steps up with a beautiful play. But now Ida trying to find a bit of a position to pull up in towards, right? To maybe just bring in and maybe consider a bit of that disengagement. But it's also going to come down to what Bandar is going to be bringing through with some form of fortification there as well.
And now with these eliminations that have come on through and the zone shifts, R8s, I don't think that they're going to be going for GK Esports anymore. Instead, need to focus on that longevity, keeping the R8 banner still in contention for some placements here on towards Sandhawk. And the rest of the teams, especially towards that northern side, they now need to take those rotations. We can see Twisted Minds taking a fantastic position within the zone. Just on that hilltop is going to give them a massive line of sight advantage to the surrounding teams within the vicinity. And then they can really start to reach across and play a little bit with those long-range engagements, as you can see here from NASA, unfortunately losing a member.
Yeah, I mean, it's inevitable, right? That is what we are hoping to see. Teams losing members all over the place, but it is going to be Umra and Falcon just towards that eastern side now. Continuing with their altercation, NASA and for Kurdistan are going to be looking on in admiration as, there's teams out there locking in eliminations and they've not yet done exactly that.
Yeah, no, unfortunately not, but hey, there is an opportunity now for them to reset, and Umbra definitely needs to do so. Those HP bars getting back up to where they need to. Powerful, just exchanging nades here with Shadowin, but neither will be going down just yet. They have an opportunity now just to take a deep breath and try and figure out how they can disengage or potentially take each other apart.
Well, let's see who's going to be taking who apart. It is going to be Never Alone to find Morteza. It's now all down to Shadowin and Gary Boy. And Gary Boy already taking quite a bit of damage there. Now just trying to potentially pull up in some kind of safety. But I'm loving the approach being held here by Falcons. Really showing up so aggressively. And Shadowin now still in such a difficult position. I mean, no clear line of sight. Gary Boy there for a bit of that, just morale, that support. But Falcons, they've got their eyes set on the prize. They want to get that squad wipe.
Absolutely, and now setting it up. Team Umbra, they need to get themselves closer and closer to a better situation here. Falcons, they've been applying so much pressure, but at least they're not, well, Damar? There was a pan? How? Sorry, that one distracted me. But now they need to reset themselves. They need to get their numbers back up and they need to take Falcons on. Otherwise, that pressure is just going to continue. And we know those third parties are just around the corner.
Yeah, but what I'm appreciating here is the fact that Umbra got the opportunity to get themselves reset, right? To get those health bars looking a little bit more optimal. I mean, Wasted is close, but no cigar just yet. But it is now going to be that opportunity for Falcons to try and continue with these efforts. I mean, they've got a good spread around the entirety of Umbra, but now they need to utilize these positions and really try to capitalize on it. I mean, yes, it is still going to be quite a bit of a challenge for them, but we've seen both these teams be up for these kinds of challenges.
And as we take a look at it, powerful. Getting another nade ready and set for the action, but just ready in time to catch that rotation coming through here from Team Umbra. And now the setup has to be here. Powerful needs to find this connection.
Ooh, up comes Gary Boy, sends out the nade. Good to see the one. No, instead it is Gary Boy to be found out as Never Alone just reaches over that ridge and just says a good how do you do. Now comes the response from Powerful trying to close it up, but NASA also going to come creeping ever closer. So this whole position is just going to be thickening up. Conqueror Iraq also going to be moving ever closer, and this is where they really need to bring this altercation to some form of a conclusion.
Absolutely, we've got so many surrounding teams. Powerful going around the window looking for that connection, and they take each other out. Now the rest of the squads need to jump on in. The teammates need to come for a recovery.
Yeah, and this is the danger of Sandhawk, right? Make too much noise and you draw way too much unwanted attention to yourself. But Shadowin not trying to utilize the hard cover, trying to sneak the way on through, but the Mar is not going to be sitting back waiting for Umbra to do exactly that. Instead, they are going to be looking to sneak on forward and get that confirmation. Shadowin is now going to try and bring in that res on towards Wasted. But this is going to be so important for Umbra, right? They still have the opportunity here to get themselves back into contention and maybe put up a bit of a stopping force to the advances of Falcons.
Opportunity now for Depart to bring in that pan action once again and be an absolute threat. But you can see already it's going to be the M4 to bring the action, finding Shadow, and now just looking for Wasted. An opportunity here. Molly sent out. It's going to be all down to Wasted to stay alive and keep themselves in this.
Yeah, well, meanwhile, the rest of the Falcon team, of course, also then getting hit. So let's see what the showdown between Wasted and Damar is going to be bringing on through. Of course, we can see a little bit further north up towards Quarry. It is going to be Power and the players there from Virtual Gaming getting into those altercations. Out goes the nades. Could this be the one? No. Damar getting so close, but Wasted so quick with the reactions there. Of course, able to rotate back towards Shadow and potentially bring them back into the fight. Now, Damar using that sneak approach, inching their way on forward. This could be that opportunity. The shotty and play. Oh, it's Wasted to fall. Oh, and Shadowin with a beautiful drop shot stops them right there in their tracks.
Oh, what a turnaround. Not exactly what we expected from the Pan King himself, but either way, it was a very close and contentious fight. A 1v2, and oh, it literally came down to the wire. Shadowin's HP could not have been closer. But now, as we take a look at it, the things are heating up. The teams are starting to really heat up the action here. 13 still alive as we move into the third phase. And as we know, there's not a lot of space available. And what I'm liking, DK, what I'm loving, is the fact that Cave is still involved in that zone.
Yeah, so we've got a very happy Ez on the end there.
Oh,
and
yes.
of course, Alhaji also just going to be looking to just show in this beautiful replay what their gun skill is as Power just step up and play such beautiful positions. But I mean, I'm still going to be looking at Power to see whether or not they can actually get themselves positioned up towards that zone, right? There's still a little bit of ground to cover, but fortunately for them, this northern territory is relatively vacant, so they're not going to be facing too much opposition moving in.
No, there's hopefully no further contention, but we'll have to wait and see what the rest of the surrounding teams will say about that. I am a little bit worried about GK Esports and Twisted Minds. Well, not worried, but I'm waiting in anticipation for them to find one another. Moving on in from that northwestern side, we can see GK just on the other end of that ridgeline, but Twisted close to the 2-2 split here, right alongside that river line. So an opportunity for them to potentially get involved as we wait and see how these teams will be navigating the zone.
Well, we'll be finding out pretty soon just what that navigation will bring on in indeed. But as we can see, still a lot of that edge positioning being held, right? Only a few teams taking the plunge, looking to get themselves situated much closer towards center zone. But that next shift takes us all the way to the western side. Now looking absolutely favorable for the side there of Nigma Galaxy. And of course, for Kurdistan, right? Not in the worst position either. Yes, they are on the edge of the waterway there. And it is not the easiest place to hide, but they do have a little bit of that gatekeeping potential working in their favor as well.
I'm sad. We've just cut Cave out of the options here, so it's all right. My heart will bleed, but Twisted Minds, also, they will bleed a few of those numbers. Unfortunately, now losing one here over towards GK Esports, and are looking to recover their losses over with potentially taking Gaith out of the picture. But as we wait, GK Esports will be surrounding themselves, will be recovering the situation, trying to get into some hard cover and getting closer and closer towards that zone is going to be very tough. We can already see Power just making sure that this rotation is going to be so challenging.
Yeah, and there's quite a few challenges still up ahead. But now Santa looking to just make their way on through, looking for a bit of an angle to play. They still got quite a bit of ground to cover. We can see them on that northern approach. But I'm loving the position being held there by Omar from Seoul, right? Just on the very edge of that. And now we can see Raouf off in the distance, slowly bleeding out. Zeke looking for a bit of an opportunity. The cleaning squad, right? Trying to find whatever victims they can get up ahead. And I mean, Twisted Minds having quite a less than favorable approach, right? Several heads being sent up in their directions. And this is where things just continue to get even more challenging.
No, it's not going to stop, DK. It's not going to stop because that zone is getting tinier and tinier. Already we're seeing Twisted Minds getting sent back into the lobby. But that means that we're finally in placement point territory. So all of the teams that are going to be going out now at least will take 1 to placements. But we know that's not enough. They want more. We've got 1 million camping just alongside that bridge line. Not looking too great with the knocks coming on through. And our Conqueror is actually finding Nassar over towards the eastern side.
Oh, let's see what's going to happen. I mean, look at these positions, right? NASA trying to creep in on that edge, but now Power taking full angle towards the players here on the side of GK. Oh, Golden just trying to inch their way forward, trying to capitalize on that surprise element. But I'm loving the aggression and the confidence being shown here by D7, right? Just moving up so phenomenally and just shooting at everything that moves around them.
Oh, let's take a look at this. Titans moving on in now, finding a little bit of action there towards GK, and Soul also now bullying GK. Now, Kurdistan's also bullying GK. What's happening? Every single team is just taking a part of GK esports.
Well, I mean, that is kind of what we were expecting to see at some point. Also, we can see 1 million experiencing a little bit of pressure there. But yeah, Santa is going to be positioned out in that blue zone. Slime still looking absolutely golden, holding on towards that more western position alongside the players there from Enigma Galaxy. But now comes the push, right? Power taking aim towards the players here from NASA. Finds a bit of an opportunity. But both these teams still need to focus on getting themselves situated up towards that zone. As the zone now only leaves them with 30 seconds or even less on the clock before the blue starts moving up again.
Nassar now in a bit of a pickle here. Only 1 member left alive, now trying to make the very dangerous dash up into the zone. And now, of course, Power, just to add a little bit of a cherry on top, is going to send a couple nades their way. I don't even know how they're going to be getting out of this one, TK.
Yeah, I mean, Ali, this could be the end, right? But sends out a bit of a nade. Oh, Power with a full send. It is going to be a good response being sent out. But Power now just finding the more favorable angle, and that is going to be the end. Now, 11 rather remain. So we can see the teams now still fighting for contention within that zone. It's going to be Slime, absolutely blessed with their position. But Power now getting punished as they too get caught out in the blue, as well as out in the open.
Oh, run into that zone. Try and just avoid all of the bullets being thrown your way here by Enigma Galaxy, of course, as they're trying to hold the line, making sure that not a lot of teams will be able to get themselves situated safely within the zone. 1 million just on the edge of getting themselves set up, but of course, so many teams in and around the vicinity. But now they have an opportunity to take it part for Kurdistan here, who are trying to make that swim across. If 1 million can get themselves situated, the duo can really pick up a lot of eliminations.
Yeah, there could be quite a bit of carnage now just around the corner, but it's going to be Origin Thunder pushing in from the southern position. Hamco getting spotted, found out, and down they go. Enigma Galaxy now looking to lay it on pretty thick, but Slime also up in contention. It is absolute carnage towards the south. The zone, of course, doing its thing, moving up north. Oridu now trying to fend off the advances here from Enigma Galaxy. Smoker sends it out, finds a great hit right on towards Freak, and that is now going to be down to Rauf, the final contender for the side of Enigma. Let's see, are they going to be able to get these hits? And it is such a challenging position. Slime adding onto the pressure, also bringing in the barrage of utility, and this is a three-way fight, at least for the southern edge of zone.
A three-way fight on the outskirts of the zone. All of these teams still need to get themselves in that new phase that is currently blessing Titans. So the longer they waste time here, the more pressure is going to be applied, and potentially Titans could even turn around and take the remainder of these teams out.
Yep, that is definitely a possibility, but let's see where this will go. As we can see now, Plaza trying to play the opportunity on towards Osama there. It is going to be the players from Fort Kurdistan to get sent off next, as Golden didn't survive that blue zone, but Osama gets found out by Plaza. Great connections being made, and now Koa also just pushing in, and this is going to be Slime with the zone hot on their heels. That blue zone pushing up, and of course, the Origin Thunders still have someone in contention, but it's not all over just yet.
No, it's not going to be anytime soon. 9 teams still available in these finals moments, and Titans now trying to pick apart Slime for KT, who was just trying to get into the zone, man.
Yeah, well, they're going to be trying, but I mean, Titans, they have a good answer for that, as we can see quite a bit of aggression being shown here by Axa. They do find Storm, and off they are. Goa right there alongside them. Still a very vulnerable position, but up comes Punch now looking to lay it on thick. Cooks up the nade. Off it goes. Could this be the one? Yes! Finds the damage on towards Storm. Goa also not looking too great. And now this is Titans looking to rise to the occasion.
E6 in the zone, just happy and waiting for the rest of their team to clean up the competition here. Slime is out in a very difficult situation here. The heal off strats have to come on through here for Plaza, and hopefully they can keep Slime available and alive to pick up some good placements. But it is looking like a Titan win on Sandhawk.
Yeah, well, Titans sitting with those 8 eliminations to their name. The team that has the zone under lockdown. The rest of the players, all those stragglers, of course, all out in the blue, right? So we've got a beautiful variety of players now trying to just survive. It is going to be Umra to fall next, so down to 4. GK also getting taken out in that 5th position. It is going to be a very, very close situation here. We still have Reva alive coming through for the side there of Conqueror Iraq. We've got the Dr. Senke, as I saw in the chat, also still holding on strong, doing the 1 million thing, as we've seen them, of course, bring in time and time again. Slime also still having a player in the mix. That, of course, is Plaza, very close to the edge of zone. So aside from what we have currently on screen, right, 3 players out in the blue, a full squad holding on to zone, and Senke not able to beat that blue zone. Gets sent out in 4th place. We got the players there from Conquer Iraq, just holding on, trying to get them that 3rd position, potentially maybe 2nd. But where is it going to go? I mean, this could be it. Plaza, the final player, standing between Titan Gaming and that winner chicken dinner. Still 6 more minutes to go. Let's see. I mean, as we know, this is pretty much secured for Titan Gaming, sitting with the 8 eliminations, locking in those 15 points, putting them on a beautiful 27 pointers. It is going to be Puncher to now fall to the blue zone, going for a bit of an exploratory mission. Not finding Plaza just yet. But will Titan find hit number 9? Could this be the play? Come on. Where's it going to go? Where's it going to go? Yeah, I think it's safe to assume that I don't think Titan is going to be able to find Plaza just yet. But let's see, right? Plaza is going to run out of meds. Yep, they are going to run out of health as well. Let's see where it takes them. Yep. Ooh, wow. A little bit of an attempt being brought through there by Plaza. And, of course, a glorious winner chicken dinner going straight out to the players there from Titan Gaming. I mean, Slime really trying to survive. But, you know, the blue zone just being as deadly and devastating as it always is. So well done to Titan Gaming, locking in an absolutely glorious, glorious performance. But as we know, of course, you know, being the tradition that it
design, they wanna buy me, baby, I'm too pricey.